If you're thinking about moving to Crofton, this is the perfect video for you. My name is Rick Gloekler, and I've been a real estate agent living in Crofton for over 30 years. If you have questions about moving to Crofton, I could be a perfect resource for you to answer those questions. It was 1992. Teresa and I, my fiance at the time, and now my wife, were looking for a place to buy in Maryland. We had looked all over: Ellicott City, Columbia, Odenton, Millersville, Bowie, Crofton, all these different areas, and we wound up finding the perfect place in Crofton. It was a 3-level townhome right on Walden Country Club. It was brand new at the time, and it was a perfect opportunity for us to get into our first home. It wasn't that expensive, and we really wanted to live there. We bought that house knowing that that was going to be our house for 5 to 7 years. About 5 years later, we were thinking about having kids, and we decided that we needed to move into a single-family home. We had looked around again in all the areas and realized that Crofton was the right spot for us still. So we bought a place in Chapman Farm. We had driven through Chapman Farm every day on our way to our townhouse, and we figured that that might be the perfect spot for us. We had looked in other areas in Crofton as well, Ellicott City for single-family house, all over the place. But again, we were drawn to stay in Crofton because we liked it so much. We thought it offered everything that we wanted to have when we were going to be raising a family here. In the 30 years that we've lived in Crofton, a lot has changed. That house on Klein Court is filled up with 3 kids. Well, not filled up anymore. It was filled up. My daughter Allie just graduated with her master's degree from NC State, and she's living in Raleigh. My son Ricky is a senior at the University of Maryland, and my son Michael is a freshman at Frostburg. Crofton and Chapman Farm were great places to raise my family, and I wouldn't change that for anything. What I wouldn't change, maybe, is how much Crofton's grown up. Crofton was a lot smaller when we first moved here 30 years ago. There was less traffic, less people, less schools. A lot of things have changed over the previous 30 years. And I'm going to go through exactly what it's like to live in Crofton in terms of where it's located, what schools are here, shopping, recreation, all things to help you make a decision on whether you want to live here or not. I think the easiest way for us to get started right now is to just go through the map view of Crofton and the surrounding areas to give you an idea of where it is. Let's take a look at the map of Maryland and where Crofton is in relation to other cities in the area. So you'll notice that Crofton is right here. We have Baltimore, which is about 25 miles north of Crofton. You have Washington, D.C., about 25 miles west of Crofton. And you have Annapolis, about 10 miles east of Crofton. All 3 of those cities are very easily accessible. To go to D.C., you would just shoot down Route 3 to 50 west. To go to Annapolis, you go down Route 3 to 50 east, and then go up to Baltimore. You would go up Route 3 to 97 north, and that will take you to the Beltway, and you can go right into on 95 or 295 right into the city. What you'll notice is Crofton is right in between, in the middle of this triangle. So it's centrally located in case you want to work in one of these 3 cities. I know there are a lot of government workers that commute every day to Washington, D.C. that live in Crofton. It's definitely a great place and a magnet for government workers. What you'll also notice on this map is if you want to go down to the beach, you have the Delaware beaches right here, Rehoboth and Dewey. If you go further south, you're going to hit Ocean City, Maryland. And how you get there, you just go around 50, down 50, and then all over across east to the beaches. Takes about 2.5 hours to get to the beaches, both the Delaware beaches and Ocean City. So not a bad trip if you want to go down to the beaches. If skiing is your thing, you just come up Route 70, go out west on Route 70, past Frederick, and you're going to have all of your skiing areas out there. Probably about 1.5 to 2 hours to pretty good skiing up there. and we're pretty close to Delaware, Virginia. Alexandria is right here. So definitely a central location for anything that you need in terms of big cities, recreation out to the beaches or the mountains. So very nice thing about Maryland is you have a whole bunch of different areas where you can find things to do. If you're a sports fan, you have Baltimore, you're going to have your Ravens and your O's playing right around here in those stadiums. Again, very easy to get to. And in DC, if you're a Nationals fan, you're going to National Park is right over here. And then if you are a Commander fan, you'll be right inside the Beltway, right around here. So all of these areas are very easily accessible to go to a game. It takes you half hour, 45 minutes to get to the game. Traffic sometimes backs up, but again, not as bad as other cities. Again, real convenient. If you want minor league baseball, Bowie has a minor league stadium, probably about 10 minutes from Crofton. It's actually in Bowie, but it's actually right down here. So real easy to see why Crofton is such a desirable place in terms of location, being so close to these cities and work areas. Now, if you're looking to get out of the city in terms of flying out, we're going to go through that right now. We have a couple of airports that service the area. Two of them are pretty far away, but one of them is very close. So if you look, again, we're Crofton right here. We have BWI Airport right there. It's probably about a 10-minute ride, 10 to 15-minute ride north. Again, like you're going towards Baltimore, you just come up Route 3 to 97, and you come up right here, and you're at Baltimore Airport. We have you have Dulles Airport out in Virginia, and you have Reagan National in DC. Both airports that are close enough where you can get to, not as convenient as BWI. What BWI also offers is also offers Amtrak. So real convenient being so close to BWI. So that's a very nice feature about Crofton as well. Alrighty. Now if we go zoom in on Crofton. All right, so this area is Crofton. What you want to find is the original Crofton, which was developed in the mid 60s, was the area north of 450, southwest of 424, and east of Route 3. This is referred to as the Crofton Triangle or Old Crofton. So when you're looking at different houses in the area, these homes were usually built in the mid to late 60s and the 70s. And in this little triangle right here, you have a very diverse type of homes. You have apartments that you could rent, you have condominiums, you have townhomes, and you have single-family homes. Centerpiece of the Crofton Triangle is Crofton Country Club, which is a great golf course inside of the Parkway. 18 holes. It is a private country club. It has a pool. The tennis facility is not as nice as it used to be, but the pool has just been redone, and it's a real nice 18-hole golf course. Crofton is lucky that we actually have two golf courses. So you have your Crofton Country Club right here, and then you have Walden Country Club right here. All right. So Walden Country Club used to be called Golden Triangle, and it was a 9-hole golf course right here. When they developed this area in Crofton in the 90s, they put another 9 holes on this side. So it's an 18-hole golf course. The front 9 is a lot different than the front 9 is a lot different than the back 9. I used to live, again, I talked about it. My townhouse was right there. The actual house that I moved into is right there. So I would drive by this court every day going to my townhouse. So I knew the area well when we bought our single family home. So 2 golf courses, servicing the area, really good. Crofton is, again, the private club. Walden is semi-private, meaning you can get tee times on there. Just call up to get tee times, but they also do have memberships available. What's nice about Walden is they do have tennis courts, which are right here, and a nice pool as well. These tennis courts do have pickleball courts on there. I actually play pickleball up there a couple times a week, usually when the weather's better. And then the neighborhood that I live also has pickleball and tennis courts as well. It's right over here. They are painted for pickleball too, but you can't see that right now, or maybe this is an older picture. So those are a couple of things you could do recreationally in Crofton, which is nice. The golf course is real convenient. Now, what most people are also interested in is they're interested in the schools and what schools are there in Crofton. So we'll zoom in again a little bit more. So what we have is, we were lucky that we have a brand new high school. So the high school is right here, literally brand new. We graduated our first class in 2023, which is great. This was an area that was developed recently. It used to be where Crofton Athletics used to play, but they put it in a high school there, the middle school, right on the same campus. You have a field right here, the middle school field. The baseball field is right there. Football, soccer, lacrosse, and the school right here. Softball fields back there. So really brand new high school. Really has definitely been a selling point for the area. If we zoom out a little bit, we'll go take a look at the schools, the other schools. So you have Crofton Woods right here that services half the parkway. And we're going to come up to Crofton Elementary right here, services the other half of the parkway. And on this side, we have Crofton Meadows right there. And then the newest of the elementary schools is Nantucket Elementary right there, which services this part of Crofton as well. So 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school, which is really good right now, considering when my kids were going to high school, they would split the kids up between Arundel and South River. So the Crofton kids would get split, go to 2 different high schools. So it was definitely a long time coming. I know I talked to people that have lived here for a lot longer than the 30 years I have, and Crofton's been promised a high school since the 60s or 70s. So finally here. They got rid of some of our fields, but it's worth it to have a brand new high school there. So high school and schools, you could check the description. I'll put a link in there for you to determine like the rankings and stuff like that, how they rank it. Alrighty. So shopping in Crofton, something else a lot of people are thinking about. When I first came to Crofton, we basically had two shopping centers. The Kmart Shopping Center, which is right over here, which is in this area right now, and the Giant Shopping Center right there. These office buildings were here, but shopping was done right here. We had two supermarkets, Giant and Superfresh. Since then, Giant moved, Superfresh closed, Giant moved to this location right here now, and this is getting redeveloped right now into other shopping. But no, I don't think there's another grocery store is going to come here because we have Aldi right here. I'm going to move the map. And then Watchapel was developed, and you have Safeway there, Wegmans there. So We definitely have enough supermarkets in the area, servicing the area. This area right here was a business. When I first moved in here, this whole thing was grass, but now there's Watch Apple 1, Watch Apple 2. There's food in here. You have obviously Frisco Tap House. You have um, Chipotle in this one, a bunch of other restaurants, some banks. In this one right here, there's a Target right there. You have Dick's Sporting Goods. You have the movie theater, and you have a bunch of different businesses right here. Jersey Mike's, Red Robin, bunch of different places to eat, some banks, additional food places. But Crofton is definitely has a lot to offer in terms of where to go out to eat and things to do. You have the skate zone right here for kids' birthday parties. My kids went to a bunch of birthday parties there. Definitely a fun place. And you have a bunch of different areas. You have up here, you have Nighthawk Golf, golf range, miniature golf, batting cages are all up here. You have the raceway. One thing you want to watch when you move into Crofton, and you'll learn this when you live in Crofton, is there is a raceway right there. They race cars on the weekends, Capitol Raceway. It's been there for years. People moving into the area are always saying that they're going to try to shut it down, but it's been there forever. Just know it. If you have a real estate agent that knows the area, they'll know it. I showed some houses back here, real close to the raceway, and my clients didn't necessarily know about it, but I let them know about it. We went out another day when the cars were rolling there, and it was very loud, and they decided not to purchase a place there just because of the location and how close it was to the raceway. Another Crofton mainstay right here is the go-karts. It's been here forever. A friend of mine owns it. I've taken my kids there numerous times. It's definitely a fun thing to do with your family. So a whole bunch of things to do in Crofton. Again, I'll zoom out a little bit. The ease and location of Crofton, what it offers. You really don't need to leave out of the area to do a lot of stuff between golf, movies, shopping. There's a bunch to do in Crofton that makes it definitely a great place to live. So we talked about location, we talked about shopping, we talked about some recreation stuff. A couple of other things about Crofton, which is really nice. Obviously, they have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, great athletic programs. The Crofton Athletic Council has been around for years. I've been on the board for a very long time of that organization. We offer most sports. There's a lacrosse club that plays out of Crofton called Clippers. There's a soccer organization called A3 that does soccer. But it's definitely a family-oriented neighborhood that I'm sure once you do more research on, you'll definitely like it. If you have questions about Crofton, reach out to me. I've lived here for a long time and very familiar with the area. I'm going to go through and produce a whole bunch of different videos on the different neighborhoods in Crofton, so you have an idea. If you're looking at a condominium in Crofton, single-family home, townhome, I'm going to go through, do some tours of different houses, tours of the neighborhoods, walking tours, just to give you an idea of what Crofton's about and the homes that are here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If this stuff interests you, please subscribe to my channel. I'm just starting to build it, so I would appreciate any likes, any comments, and to subscribe. Again, my name is Rick Gloekler. I'm an agent in Crofton. I've been here for a long time, lived here for over 30 years. I will be glad to help you and help answer any questions you have about the area. Thanks.